right to write about everything for the week. I hope I played the right intro. I made us new intros and break songs, and
I
then
didn't hear anything.
I added in post. I just hope I add the right one because one of them is just like, I hope you guys like the show. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But the first option, I'm pretty sure I called everyone's grandma a bitch. So we'll see how it goes.
They can be.
They can be, and get them out of the room if so. But yeah, new week. The main topic of the week has been the Iowa caucuses. Interesting state. I mean, there are some liberals there. There have to be some. They're in that one county that they found. They found the one.
Well, this was the Republican caucus. It wasn't the Democratic caucus.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say Trump had a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
I mean, 99% of the counties. I'd say that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
But
I mean, when you go into Iowa, I mean, like you said, when it comes to farmers, you're Republicans or you're Democrats until you see where the money's going, and then they're short term. If they're ever Democrats that are farmers, they're short term Democrats.
Yeah, I mean the old adage was that Iowa stood for "I ought to win a round," because there's like nothing in Iowa, which isn't true. I mean, parts of the state are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got hawk or bat.
No, does it look like I'm smoking in here or something?
Yeah, you're like I told you, my camera was fuzzy. Your house isn't on fire, is it?
No. I mean, I got the fireplace going, but there's nothing in the air. Where the fuck is this coming from?
It does. It looks smoky.
I wonder if it's just the background or something. If we do, no, that's my own fucking thing. Okay.
No. Remember, I said mine looked foggy at first.
Speaking of fireplace, you know what? It's cold out. We should bring back the Christmas.
There you go. Oh God, I feel. Turn that down a little bit. I'm hot.
That does look better, doesn't it?
Well, I got the short sleeve shirt on. I don't give a shit how cold it is outside now.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, now your power just went out.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna. Anyway, so
if it gets worse, I'll let you know.
There you go. Okay. We're talking about the farmers. You got the DFL in your neck in the woods. You got the most liberals.
Yeah.
Filibuster on how you guys are in like a fucking $1 billion surplus or what the fuck.
Well, yeah. I mean, we started off this legislative session with, at the beginning of the summer with $18.2 billion in excess funds from taxes.
God damn.
And, people are like, well, give it back to us. No, we can't do that yet because if we give it back to you, we might end up, years down the line in a deficit and blah, blah, blah. So they decided to go ahead and spend $18.2 billion in new spending, also increasing the amount of money they're going to need in 2 years to run the state by $18.2 billion. So come out, just heard this yesterday. There's 12 states in the United States, in the Union, that are starting this tax season are going to tax Social Security.
I'll figure it out.
And I just happened to be in one of them here in Minnesota because, when you spend that $18.2 billion, you got to get it back somehow. So they're going to take it from the old people because they got a lot of money. They're not using it. They don't know how to spend it.
Just when we thought all you guys tapped out. Yeah, the voting lines are going to look like a fucking casino.
There'll be lines for people to walk in, lines for scooters. And people will line up for that because I'll guarantee you, if you want to piss off the most number of people in this state, start fucking with their money.
Yeah, Metro Mobility is going to be busy as fuck.
I don't know what's going on with you over there. It's like there's no one in our federal government that can open their billfold faster to hand money out to other countries.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you need money? Great, here.
Here you go.
Here's $1 trillion. That ought to help you, won't it?
$2 trillion.
And, and 3 months later, we're out. Can we get some more?
Yep.
That really helped, but we need more. We got to fight that communism.
Well,
even though the communism is what's paying for it right now.
I mean, we do got to fight the communism. So, I mean, I guess they're all right about that.
Well, we got to fight the communists, but apparently we keep electing the communists.
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw some comment. I don't even think it was in our chat, but somehow it was about us, where some criticism we had about, or I showed about Putin or the war. And it's like, listen, yeah, the USSR isn't there in the form of the USSR. However, Russian imperialism still is a thing. And like what happens? Yeah, okay, we are in the new world. We are however many miles away from Europe. But it's like there's really no defense.
No.
When it comes to the EU to other white nations. And is Ukraine a piece of shit country? Yeah. Or were we a piece of shit country? Not as much as they are, but you I don't know. That's why I feel like this upcoming election is more.
If we're such a piece of shit country, why does everybody want to come here?
Because they're piece of shit.
Their piece of shit's worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and now Biden came out and said that he doesn't want. He wouldn't mind China taking over Taiwan.
Well, I think that's going to happen without a bullet.
I know it, but they were so staunch against. Oh no, we got to keep Taiwan in the state that they're in. We can't allow the Chinese to take them back. It's not like they were with them at one point.
And then he passed the Chip Act, and it was.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what you did, but it's a lot better.
I set it on fire.
Now there's smoke in the room.
Yeah, but you got to balance it out.
But I mean, it's like now you can obviously tell that our government is backing China right now because they're not going to be against them taking over Taiwan.
Oh, well, they're backing, but they're looking the other way.
Yeah, they're like if it happens, it happens. We're not going to say anything.
I mean, it's a talking point for the sake of an election is Mexico and China, and we have to be careful about these two things. We have an enemy coming in on the south, and we have the Chinese taking over businesses and buying up land. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you have the people in the Pentagon saying like there might be a hot war in 2025, which like check your watch, that's coming up fast as fuck.
Yeah, we'll have a new president by then. Oh,
yeah.
Wait, we might have the same one. No, he'll be dead. I don't know. Something's gonna happen.
But how bright of an idea is it strategically to go after, on one end across the pond, the people making all your shit, and down south, the people buying your shit?
Yeah. Well, we're buying their shit too.
Yeah, but I think Mexico is like number 2 or on the countries that buy the most made in America stuff. And I think I'm assuming we're number 1. It'd be sad if we're not.
I would imagine so too. But it's like, I mean, we're not worried about Mexico, though. We're not worried about Ecuador, even though they're in a giant civil war going on right now, where the drug cartels are basically going to take over the country.
I saw the picture of the fucking Latina news reporter with a gun in her back pocket.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking for a ring on her finger after that.
Oh, I mean, but we're not worried about Ecuador, even though all these immigrants that are coming from the south have to cross through Ecuador.
Yeah, they're from down. Yeah,
they're from down. Yeah, and so obviously those immigrants aren't going through Ecuador. They're being flown into the south of the border and then getting on there. Okay, now all you got to do is you got to walk like 1.5 miles. Is that, you think you guys can do it? Take your shoes off, leave them here. You can pick them up when you cross the border. They'll be waiting for you.
Hold on. Pause everything. Hold on.
It's like, here's the bag that they give you, like in the hospital, put all your clothes in. And then, when you cross the border, we'll give you that bag back. You can have all your stuff back. But we want you to look really poor as you're trying to cross the border. Like you've walked hundreds and hundreds and thousands of miles just to get here. And, nobody's doing anything about that. We don't care about the border anymore. We got other things to worry about. We got Putin attacking the Ukraine. Damn them Russians.
Yeah, February's coming, and the well is run dry. So I mean, that does in fact suck. But so here's what I search Ecuador, and the very first thing that comes up in Ecuador on the Wikipedia, the first sentence isn't anything about Ecuador. It's according to CIA. How little do we not know about Ecuador that we're getting everything from what?
It's because the CIA is like, now leave them alone. they're part of us.
Yeah, how much of a fucking state is this place?
Oh, wait a minute! You're fucking with our pipeline. Would you leave us alone?
Imagine if you just Googled what is the USA according to the CIA.
According to the CIA.
That just be everything from Google, just according to the CIA. Just what the fuck? And it just shows how big the place is. Yeah, I was looking for it on a map because I'm like, I don't really think that's because I was for a second, I'm like, there's no way everyone comes to fucking Ecuador. That doesn't make sense. And now that I'm seeing it on the map, I don't think so. That's a hell of a pit stop. Why do they have to go there?
It's near the coast. And if you go east of there, that's the Amazon jungle. It's it's pretty inhabitable.
I think that'll be west of. Oh yeah,
east of there, yeah, east of the country. And it's pretty inhabitable east of there.
Say what you will about Ecuador, 77.5% mestizo. So again, so shout out to the Spanish.
There you go.
They didn't bring their women with.
And they're Christian.
Well, yeah, I mean the Spanish didn't bring their women, but they brought their books. So there's that.
The going South America, according to the CIA.
So mestizo 87.85.
They're right in there too.
I have a trouble believing that. I feel like
no, don't. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean they must have like their mestizo percentage of white must be a lot less.
I don't know.
Because as mestizo is 50. Well, I guess mestizo is 50-50 and castizo would be 25-75.
Well, if you think about it, some of the most beautiful women in the world have come out of Colombia.
Yeah, well,
that's a fact.
And it's ethnicity in Colombia.
And
non-ethnic population, 87.5%. Afro-Colombians, so the Black Colombians. And then I guess these are like the official names of Castizo. Oh, they got Romanis. That's not good.
I don't know what
the point is good.
There's a lot of mixed white people down there.
Yeah. Shout out to the Spanish.
European Armenians.
Yeah.
So, and I think you're going to find that is probably most of the case in all of South America.
Yeah. I mean, you look at
you can go to Peru.
Argentina must be through the fucking roof, right?
Yeah, that's you can tell that just by the way they cook their food. They love to barbecue.
Mm.
They grill stuff with swords, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
I just want a sword so I can throw it on my grill. And you take it off and you slice right off the sword. We just I had to start cleaning out the trunk of the RAV4. It hadn't been cleaned out for a while. And I came across a twin bag of charcoal.
Damn.
That I think I bought in September. I'm like, damn, I knew I had it back there, but I'd forgotten, basically. I'm like, I got to get that in the house. We start grilling.
Mm-hmm.
I go, that's the best time of the year to grill is now. I mean, get the grill fired up and throw a big old steak on it. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way. That's the cheapest to heat your house is just start cooking, right?
Oh, that's what you do in the summertime is you cook outdoors because you don't heat your house up then, right? Because it's already 100 degrees outside. Who cares?
Right.
And like we said, I'm never going to complain about how cold it is. Yeah, it's cold outside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the air is fresh. There's nothing but because it was 100 degrees last summer, 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't complain about that either. It was just like, yeah, it's hot. In 6 months, it's going to be 10 below. So quit complaining. Quit running into each other, okay?
What's going on over there with people?
People just run into each other. Well,
like on the road or what?
Apparently Tuesdays have turned into drive with your knees day because you're on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And run into the back end of semis because they're stopped and you didn't. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't see it. Oh, you didn't see that 16 foot by 8 foot wide piece of white in front of you, huh? Before you ran into it.
Right.
And then of course traffic gets all fucked up, and it's just it's the problems that people in Minnesota have. They're just, some of them are just dumb people.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be interesting to see what the population of the city of Minneapolis and the city of St. Paul, how many of them have left the 5-county area.
The 5-county area. Now that's
Ramsey County, Hennepin County, Dakota County, Scott County. How many have actually driven outside of that area?
Oh, just left in general without.
Left and went out and did something outside the county and then came back. But they don't even know what it looks like out there.
What are the 5 counties you named?
Well, you got Ramsey, Hennepin, Scott, Dakota. It's your south. Anoka.
Most of my life, I don't think, with the exception of like taking an actual trip to like another state or Duluth or Rochester, I don't think I did from my fucking childhood. Without like as far as seeing other parts of the state, I don't think I did until I was in my 20s, maybe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you're in your mid 40s and you've never left, the city of Minneapolis, it's pretty shallow of you to say that everything's fine.
You're
right. Well, it is if you get the hell out of here. They closed there was a Walmart that was on Highway 100, right, in 57th.
Mm-hmm.
Took over where Brookdale used to be. Brookdale was one of the big shopping malls back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And then it went out of business. And so they built this giant Walmart. And it was open for about 10 years. And they just closed it. It's coming up on about a year ago now. Because theft had gotten so bad they couldn't stop it. So the next one that there was closest to it is about probably 7 miles away. And they're closing that one down now too.
Damn.
Because all those people from that Walmart that was in Brooklyn Center went to Brooklyn Park, and theft is outrageous there now.
Yeah, they've lost a handful of things.
Oh yeah, they've lost. Well, Brooklyn Center they've lost everything. I mean, people are like, "Oh, come to us," come up to Brooklyn Park.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, I'm not going to go up there and go have dinner at your restaurant that you just opened. And you'll be closed in 4 months because no one is going to go up there. Nice of you to have a nice restaurant there, but nah.
You meant bad place, bad decision.
Yeah. I mean, we found a great Vietnamese restaurant though, so that's kind of nice. They make traditional pho.
Yeah, I had a couple of chicks actually take me to a spot along Eat Street that I guess it was like a multi-generational place or something like that. Hold on, the Huskies go running amok. Do you know anything about the social studies standards in Minnesota schools changing? I got a video.
So we're gonna switch gears and go to social studies standards in St. Louis in the Minnesota schools changing. Yeah, there's no doubt about that's happening. They're literally going to stop teaching. They're literally going to stop teaching history. Other than what they want to tell us, and of course that's not correct. They're trying to bring back the new math, which was 2 and 2 does not always equal 4, and this state is so screwed up. I mean, it is so bad that the state's so screwed up that people can't even leave. Because they can't get rid of their houses because nobody wants to buy them.
Yeah. How did I get out there?
You got lucky. Hey there.
Yeah.
What's his name?
She's Trinity.
Trinity. Oh, I thought it was a male. Trinity.
She just got a bath and she's already stinky.
Good for you. She's supposed to smell like a dog.
Yes, lots of outside. Not enough. Well, either
you can't get them out enough
or too much outside time.
Well,
she's growing well. She's on a great.
Yeah, she's looking good.
She's filling out. She's filled down to her paws and trying to keep it going. But the thing is like if I give her as much outside time as she wants or as I want to have with her, and
you'd live outside.
Well, there's that, but I want to make sure that she holds on to the weight. And if she had her way, we'll just be playing, and she'll be running the whole time. So
she's like, yeah. So what's wrong with that?
I don't know. But you're 6 months old now.
You still gotta be a little bit more calm for about another 6 more months. Let them plates in your hips and legs grow in better.
Yes, because I want to take her hiking, but I don't want to do it yet because I want her to. I gotta make sure her things are all strong and shit like that. She's so big but so tiny. She's gotten really good at being small when she's bigger now.
That's what we had people. We had a group of people that own huskies and own Malamutes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally put a plea out to say, people, would you quit calling animal control and the police saying we're abusing our dogs by leaving them outside when it's 10 below zero? They don't want to come in. They want to stay outside.
Well,
they love this weather. They're thinking, why am I going in? This is great.
I feel bad because, I don't know how she's going to do, and she'll be fine, of course, in the summer. She
will.
But I feel like when I put the fireplace on and we're all in the living room and she wants to be with us, like I feel bad because I'm like, she likes it. She's cozy. She doesn't know the difference. She's happy. But I'm like, your ancestors are very disappointed in you right now.
Oh no, they when they started to hang out with humans, they loved hanging out by the fireplace because that's where the humans were.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And then, of course, as soon as the human opened up the door to go outside, they were the first ones out there.
Yes.
But these people are going, quit calling the police and telling them that we're abusing our dogs by leaving our dogs outside all day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get them to come in. They think it's time to play. And so people don't understand breeds and dogs, right? I mean, Chase, I couldn't leave him outside all day. He'd freeze to death because he's got no hair.
Right.
Hence the German short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You wouldn't put your Chihuahua out in December up here in Minnesota.
No.
They're not bred for up here. But that dog that you got right there, it can't get cold enough.
Yeah.
It seriously can't. It's like, yeah, I'm ready. And she's like, I just want to be outside. And she's like, that guy lives in where it's snow, isn't there? I'm going to go there.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to show you the other color of dog, but because there's a different color that I was looking at, and one of them, I don't know if I can find hey, sweetie. So the other husky, there's two to choose from, and the other one was like tan and red, white, and blue, or red, blue. It was really? Like, yeah, I was gonna like call him Patriot or something, because he looked like the flag, but tan. It was super colorful, and like he was really like I've never seen a husky ever. But it's like two things. This one, he would have had health issues when he got older, but that doesn't mean someone else can. Doesn't mean no one should take him. Yeah. But also, like I wanted a husky, and he is a husky. But like you look at this one, and
that's a husky.
That's what a husky looks like. So
their faces could be a little different, but they all got that same general look about them.
Right. I mean, I've had had friends that had the red huskies, the huskies that don't have the bandit thing.
Yeah.
I wish you were like that, but she's.
Oh, I love her. She looks beautiful.
Yes, she is a good looking.
But I mean, you got to realize that when you get a dog like that, that their limitations and their expectations on what they need to do are different than what you even think.
Yeah.
Like you said, she'd rather spend her entire day outside.
Yeah.
Regardless of the weather.
She will, and then she is a people.
Oh, yeah, she loves people.
She's not. Well, not yet. She's been
loves
around.
you.
She's great with other dogs. She's a dog, and she hasn't been around enough people, but she's working on it. But she likes me, so
That's right. That's all that counts. I mean, and that the other part, she hasn't been socialized enough.
Get your pup. She's been socialized well with dogs, of course.
No, I'm talking about with other people.
Yes, right.
And kids and bunny rabbits and shit like that.
Well, no bunnies out here yet, but she'll still go. She'll still be. We got the other animals.
She'll make friends with a skunk one of these days.
Well, the poultry we have on a different time schedule now for their coops, so we keep them safe. But
she'll make friends with a skunk one of these days.
There haven't been skunks out. There's been skunks on the road here, on the way here.
If you've seen a skunk anywhere, there's skunks near you.
Okay.
They don't come out during the day, and they're very secretive.
I bet.
And I mean, I told you. I mean, we ran into a skunk camping. I'm like, oh great, there's a skunk eating an entire loaf of bread.
Jeez.
What am I going to do? Nothing, because I don't want the skunk to spray.
Exactly.
So you go, have fun. And the raccoons doing the same thing. You leave stuff out, they're going to eat it.
Yep.
But
now I got to take care of these hogs, and it's unfortunate because it's like you want to get the big hog, but you don't want to pay for butchering the big hog. And it's great that that's a lot of meat. But that's also more that they'll get from you at the butcher shop. And the ones out there are fucking yay high, and I saw 2 of them. And
you've seen these wild pigs?
I usually can hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can't, but the couple times I have, one time I saw them. I mean, I've seen them on the road a couple times, but on my property, I've only seen them once. And they're big fuckers. And I'm like,
I bet.
And I'm like, yeah, I really should take care of it now. And that's something I'll take care of later this year if it happens again. But immediately after, I'm like, they're big enough that I'm like, I don't know if I want the bill for butchering something that big. They're impressive. That's the one that I split with a couple people and put in a couple freezers. So,
or put a donation in and donate your meat to one of the homeless shelters.
I don't know.
You got a little write-off then.
That'll be interesting if that was the case.
That's what a lot of people do. You look down in Texas, that's what they do. They go out and kill hogs and then donate the meat to the shelters.
Good idea.
Just write it all off. So have you heard them clicking?
Minnesota could soon be changed.
I don't hear them clicking. I hear the snort. Well, the goats snort too.
If you hear clicking, you're in trouble because that means they're within 10 feet of you. It's like they really loudly click their teeth. Like loud.
I've seen them. I don't know about that. I've just seen them. I can just hear them digging stuff up and
big tusks.
Yeah, the tusks. I saw those, and they move. They move like
they're fast.
Cows, yeah.
Yeah, they run past their prey, and then slice them open with their tusks as they go by, and then go back after them afterwards.
Well, I can take care of them from an elevation. Anyway, we'll see what this is.
Yeah, all right. I was just talking about that.
Teachers teach social studies in Minnesota could soon be changing.
A judge just approved new updates for the curriculum. Kelly O'Connell joins us from the Live Center with what the changes are and what's next. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning. Yeah, according to the head of Education Minnesota, the goal is to help the next generation understand our shared history, and they say help them avoid repeat mistakes of the past. Now, support
shared generation. So meaning we've imported enough people that the kids no longer need the same history. We need to cater to them.
Yeah, we need to cater to the Somalian history now in Minnesota, in the United States.
Of the changes say this will allow teachers to teach parts of America.
Some countries have conquered your ass. Other countries might have manipulated your country in a way or the other.
Oh, just lost you.
Maybe not son of a bitch, just regular old bitch. And then the other answer is it's like, well, hey, listen, even though you might say we oppressed you or whatever the fuck, you came here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
American history that they feel have
And then we brought you
been
here.
whitewashed. New framework here also includes lessons on
How do
tribal
you-
nations and
How do you whitewash culture that was made by, hey, my mic, by white people? Jesus. It's not whitewashing if the white people did all the work.
Well, you know, if you're white, you're born a racist now. If you're white,
Yes. See, you're
it's
not
in your
white.
blood to be racist. Oh, okay. Well, I might as well just continue doing what I'm doing then.
You're Siberian. You're Russian. You don't fit the bill.
No,
I guess Siberian. That's a little different kind. You're Ruski Husky.
Ruski
indigenous
Husky.
communities here in Minnesota. Supporters hope the changes will help broaden students'
You want a
perspective
list.
and viewpoints.
Interpol.
The new standards are a year in the making, year plus, which included some input from the public. The latest standards were first unveiled in 2022.
Some input from the
Raised
public. In other words,
concerns, saying
one person
education
said
officials
something.
skipped some of the
There's
key
our input.
steps
That's all we
in
need.
writing them,
Everybody else,
so
shut
they
up.
challenged the changes. The judge did say
You remember that one bitch that we discovered who's like the head of everything for corrupting the schools?
Oh, yeah.
Blonde.
The queen.
Yes, we're gonna have to do a hard cut into that. We'll link that video down below. We found the woman who writes for all the think tanks and gets all the fundings.
For all the schools.
She's somehow behind all this.
one aspect of this framework was too vague, so that will need to be changed. Now, at least one Republican lawmaker is asking the governor to veto these new standards. Essentially, it is up to Minnesota Department of Education to create a plan to move forward with these new standards. The agency says the change will not cost schools any extra money. Tom and Hannah?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
We just have to change.
How could you say that without your lips falling off? None of these changes will cost the schools any more money. No, it'll just cost the taxpayers more money.
Right. Well, look at her demeanor. Don't listen to her words, but look at her demeanor for the last 5
The
seconds.
agency says the change will not cost schools any extra money. Tom and Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Say what you will about Fox 9. What do you think about Fox 9, by the way?
I don't know. I don't watch any network news.
Neither do I. I know
Other than I like Paul Bloom.
he's the
Fox
man.
9.
Fox 9.
Fox 9.
You know what? When we
He's
run
the best.
We've run some psyop every single year. Made the best one, I still think. We've had a couple really good ones, but the best one is bringing a comedian, a world-class comedian to George Floyd Square.
Yeah, that was awesome. That might be right. I mean, what other podcast did that? No one.
That was some
No one did that but us.
I've done some impressive carny shit, and that's probably some top tier world class level carny shit right there. Like take that world.
Yes, who could match that? I mean, come on, Rogan. Let's see what you can do.
There was
Alan. Let's see what you can do.
We did the infiltration of a radio network where I almost got married, but I think that one might have been that one's pretty up there too. But for the next round, which we'll I don't know be doing in spring or whatever, we got to find a way to collab with Paul Bloom, and I think I got a couple ins, but I don't like one of them. I like the other one, so we'll talk. We're gonna find.
You know what? He might do it as if we can.
If we could be someone else, and we can be someone else.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be someone else because he's not going to ruin his reputation.
Well, there's an easy fix that I think we'll be able to pull off, especially. We'll talk later, but this is
because I mean, literally from day one, he had that problem. Fox 9.
Fine.
and from day one, I was like, "Oh, that sounds really stupid, Paul. Why do you keep doing that?" And it's like, "Oh wait, that sounds a lot better now." Oh wait, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if this is the same thing said.
God. This person drives me nuts.
Is this I don't know if this is the same
a guy or a girl.
It's an it, but it has a vagina. I don't know what
she thing.
Well,
she's a she, but I don't know what she wants us to call it.
I don't know.
More than a year of back and forth, a court has spoken. A judge says Minnesota's Department of Education can add ethnic studies to classrooms around our state.
This is different. Is this the same thing or different? I don't know.
Ethics studies, yeah.
Spent the day looking into what that ruling says and what people are saying about it today. Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Jana. While the ruling settles this debate over whether the department can include ethnic studies in its new standards, the judge recommended changes that disappoint some advocates.
This is Harambe Elementary School.
Curtis
I'm sorry.
Tell your shoes.
Well, that too, but also, did they say Harambe?
I think it was Harambe Elementary School. You can't even call it.
Did the Harambe meme, the dicks out for Harambe, for Harambe? You remember the monkey Harambe?
Harambe, yeah.
The gorilla that, why did he get famous? Did no one feed him or something like that?
Oh, what was her?
This was the guy. He lived at the Cincinnati Zoo, but why was he famous?
Oh, look at him. He saved a baby.
That's what he was.
He saved a 3-year-old from drowning.
Yeah. Wait, a 3-year-old boy visiting the zoo climbed under a fence into the gorilla enclosure.
Oh, they shot and killed Harambe.
Oh, he was fucking up the baby. He didn't save the baby.
He was trying to kill the baby.
Yeah.
Fuck Harambe then.
Well, we never got, the memes weren't exactly fuck Harambe.
He's a male silverback. Well, you don't mess with silverbacks.
Yeah. Well, he became viral. When was this? Because I remember Harambe.
2016.
2016.
That's what it said. Yeah, it's not even that long ago.
That was it feels like a whole other era of meme culture.
I was just surrounded by 10,000 bananas.
Damn.
The 3-year-old boy visiting the zoo climbed under the fence. Well, there's some parenting for you.
Yeah, well, there's the next step is I'll look into the parents. I know someone else can do that for us.
Johnson is a Roseville area school board director.
Well, what was the gorilla that Jane Goodall had? What was her? No, she was with monkeys. That's right. Or no, she was gorillas.
I don't know who that was.
Jane Goodall. She spent her entire life in living with monkeys.
Jeez.
Which you could, what she lived in Watts.
Yeah, Trump said something about that on his campaign speech in 2016. All right, so we'll put these monkeys aside for the other monkey talking about the other monkey.
Now what monkeys are we talking about?
The white silverback gorilla talking about the other gorilla. Not to be confused with Brock Lesnar.
Who's coming back to the WWE?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
you. Get Eric. I still can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
Son of a bitch. Hold on one sec.
We knew you were saying something about raised all this money and the vet never got penny one of it and all this shit, I'm sure.
And animal activists are outraged that they killed this gorilla.
Animal activists are outraged.
How do you feel about it? I think it's a very tough call. It was
Can you hear it now?
Yeah, it's a little behind, but I don't care.
amazing because there were moments with the gorilla, the way he held that child, it was almost like a mother holding a baby. Looked so beautiful and calm. And there were moments where it looked pretty dangerous. I don't think they had a choice. I mean, probably they didn't have a choice. You have a child, a young child is at stake. And, it's too bad there wasn't another way. I thought it was so beautiful to watch that, powerful, almost 500-pound gorilla, the way he dealt with that little boy. But it just takes 1 second. It's 1 second. It's not like it takes place over, he's going to do it in 30 seconds from now. It just takes one little flick of his finger. And I will tell you, they probably had no choice.
So there you go. Trump on Harambe. This has been a weird episode.
It only takes 1 second for that gorilla to kill. Yeah, I bet.
I got to wash these pants in the morning.
Dog stinks. That was a dog outside rolling around in something?
I don't know. She's been
probably.
probably.
That's
Anyway,
that's
ethnic
the-
studies.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Halls should be able to see them.
As Lord knows, we got to learn more about their culture
Been
instead of them learning about our culture.
cheerleaders just going around and telling people, no, this is a good thing.
Johnson helped draft the social studies standards. He said news this week the ruling that the Minnesota Department of Education can move forward with the state's plan to revamp social studies standards and include ethnic studies is a win.
I was very happy with the decision. We've been waiting for 3 years ish, for rulemaking to complete. And
What a
I
smug
understand there's
motherfucker.
been a lot of passionate debate on both sides.
Chief Judge Jenny Starr co-signed the decision by Administrative Law Judge Eric Lippman. However,
No.
Lippman said the department must rewrite the wording of a
There are
ruling
some liberals right there that are
apply
just turning
lessons from
people
the
right
past
out of the
in order
streets.
to eliminate historical and contemporary injustices. The report goes on to say the expectation is unduly vague and strict compliance is unreasonable and implausible.
Personally, I was fine with the language as it was, but if that's all it's going to take for this to move forward, then I'm just ecstatic.
Why was the wording in that important to you?
History is best used when you actually can learn from it, when you can actually apply it to what's going on today.
We are disappointed with the judge's recent ruling.
One conservative think tank says the judge's logic on that rule should have been applied to all of the new social studies requirements.
Ethnic studies is basically places political ideology at the center of our kids' education.
Catherine Kirsten is a senior policy fellow at the Center of the American Experiment.
No,
It
that's
cultivates a kind of reflexive suspicion and hostility toward our nation's fundamental institutions.
Kirsten says she wishes the standards from 10 years ago would remain. In a statement, the Department of Education said it is, quote, pleased with the judge's positive ruling on social studies standards and will work to clarify the one technical area noted by the judge.
Judge Lippman did offer some solutions to fix that language. The department said it looks forward to supporting implementation of those standards in the 2026-2027 school year. Jan.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of kids raised, of course, to get along with everyone, but
Yeah.
they're going to be taught prejudice in a very strategic way by their parents because of how they react to this.
Yeah, it must be true because they taught us the school this way. Now, I don't mind them going back and reviewing history and what was written, but let's write everything that happened as far as slavery. Who brought the slaves here? Who made the money off of it? Let's talk about all of that. What happened? Where did the slaves come from? Who was selling the slaves in Africa?
I can think of one reason why they won't happen.
Well, exactly, but they won't do that, even though that is the history.
Because it's them behind it. But I
Correct.
think at the end of the day, there's going to be a very aggressive, maybe not. I was going to say there's an aggressive okay, kid, go to school, and then at the dinner table, this is what happened. In reality, I think it's going to be like when they turn 15, 16, this is what happened. And in reality, it's going to just be like, just go to school, and it's just memorize everything. Don't learn anything. And it'll be more focused on just go to school and tick the boxes for all those who aren't going into public school or anything like that. Private school, I meant.
Well, and then you got the parents are like at home going, well, whatever they're teaching, I ain't got time to get involved with that. Whatever they're teaching you, you'll figure it out when you get older that not everything they taught you is the actual way it is.
Yes.
But until then, just go by what they say because it's easier for me.
Just check the boxes, get good grades, and we'll figure it out.
And we'll talk about it later. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that then. Just remember all that, though.
You've never seen a black person in your whole life. Well, maybe you have. I got you from a different neighborhood. But I don't think you've never seen a black person in your whole life.
Now that's racist.
Well, she's a husky. She can be protected from these things. She's a puppy.
It's true.
All right. What else do we got? What else kind of drama's going on? Black community invest $1 million.
We're still talking about Minnesota. It's getting kind of
This is a
depressing.
yeah. I think this is turned into a Minnesota episode.
Yeah, and it depresses me even more because I gotta get up every morning and listen to. Oh, I don't listen to it because I don't watch the local news. I read what. I mean, it's pretty bad when your state makes the national news every day because of some project they're working on,
Right.
some way that they're going to help disadvantaged people. Well, the only way they're going to help the disadvantaged people is to take the money from the advantaged people, apparently. And they're damn good at doing that in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until today that the freaking income or the freaking sales tax in Minneapolis now is 8.25%.
So up almost.
It used to always be 6.5%. It was always 6. Now it's at 8.25, and it just keeps climbing up. A 0.25 here, 0.5 here, and of course they never, taxes never go down.
Right.
That never happens.
Damn, that's I mean, yeah, that's never going down. You're right. Damn.
8.25%. I'm like, that was always the 6. It was always okay, 6.5. When did it jump up? 1.7%. And it's funny that New York is really upset that they still keep busing all these illegal aliens from the border to New York, and they don't know what to do with them now. Well, what do you want us to do with them? Right. You guys got more money than we do, and we don't know what to do with them. They're like, you got to stop. We're going to get a federal judge to, put an indictment on, says you can't keep shipping people here. Quit letting them in.
It's a good idea. Only if you could change your damn opinions, but they can't.
Oh no! Oh God, we should just allow all these people in, just not in my backyard.
There'll be a lot of dying hard.
Oh, that'll be one of the big things on the campaign. The border. The one thing that's not going to keep coming up, like it's come up for the past 30 years, is Roe v. Wade. There's nothing they can do about it unless they want to change the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
And when Biden said that he was going to load the Supreme Court, I knew he wasn't going to do that because the ramifications of loading the Supreme Court is way worse than the one thing that you guys are against, the Roe v. Wade. They finally had somebody with common sense that you don't want to do that. You're opening a door that you'll never close.
Yeah.
And once that's open, it's over. over, not just, we can fix it. No, it's over to the point where you can't fix it. It's done. So that notice how no one's talking about loading the court up again.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't have to listen to Roe v. Wade, but we're going to be listening to the border, and we're going to be listening to the fact that our deficit went up $10 trillion in 3 years. Huh.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. That's a good chunk of dough.
Yeah.
And they keep spending it. And they keep sending all these disadvantaged countries more and more and more, either money or arms or food or whatever. And we can't not do that. That would be, inhumane. No. We got people sleeping in the streets up here in Minnesota because there isn't enough money to put them in housing.
It's a horrible time to be on the streets in Minnesota.
Why would you be homeless in Minnesota? I want to be homeless in like South Padre Island.
I don't want to be homeless anywhere.
I mean, if you're going to be homeless,
right?
Why would you be homeless where it's going to get 20 below zero?
Yeah, somewhere where the outside temperature is the same as your inside temperature.
Yeah, I mean, so of course, then again, everybody's like, well, you got, there's that chance that not everybody that's in these encampments wants to be there. 99% of them do, though. That's just because that's where all the drugs are.
Well, they don't want to be there, but they
living outside
can't get out because of they're attracted.
There we go.
Conditions quickly becomes a matter of life or death for the unhoused population.
The unhoused.
Yeah, we're sorry. we were insensitive dickheads besides the fact that we're assholes in general. But yeah, the unhoused people.
He shows us how
Most
the
of
local
they're
charity is
unhoused.
stepping up to save lives.
As temperatures continue to plummet, it can be life-threatening for those experiencing homelessness. That's why here at Catholic Charities Higher Ground Shelter, they're keeping doors open around the clock.
Thank God for the shelter.
Hosea Rogers has been experiencing homelessness since late last year.
When it's cold out there, you're going to get sick.
And with no family in the area, he had nowhere to go.
And streets is everything. You can get caught up in stuff. That's why it's best to have a place like this.
How did he get here?
Exactly. How did he get here and why did he stay?
Especially
Why
with
did he come
life-threatening
here?
cold
Yeah, what brought him here too? I was just thinking that.
setting in. That's why Paul Harvey says his team at Higher Ground are doing things differently for the next few days.
We will be open 24 hours, which means no shelter client will have to leave unless they're going to work.
He says they're expecting 130 men Saturday night
You say
and
just
have
they're going to
extra
work?
cots.
Yeah, no one has to leave unless they're going to work.
Well, that means no one's
They
leaving.
don't
But you don't have to leave because something's covered.
Had to bring in the,
have to
because
turn
they might go to
anyone
work.
away.
If you're looking for a place to stay warm and you're homeless, please come to High Ground Catholic Charities.
Stepping up to avoid tragic loss of life or frostbite.
Be warm and won't have to worry about being outside in the cold. Waking up every morning telling the God love and be warm out there. You know what I'm saying? And by this being over 24 hours, you have a place to come, like hope. You got hope.
Hope.
Yeah, that wasn't English for one. And two, say what you will about the Catholics. I'm all, social fucking for the sake of humanity and as a breeding program. It's great. But there's the Catholic charity organizations have been a detriment to cities everywhere, it feels like. Now that's not positive, but I feel like a lot of we should do a whole documentary on that if we had the funding. Moving homeless people to different cities, moving people from the border to different cities.
Better tomorrow.
Thanks to them, I can see a future and I can, believe in what's going on.
Higher Ground will be open 24 hours a day through Tuesday night while this bitter blast streak continues. And Derek, other shelters are also bringing in extra cots to meet those demands of those folks experiencing homelessness, so no one has to sleep outside in the cold.
And I know you got to talk with a number of men as they came inside the shelter tonight. How are they feeling and what do they want you to know?
That story sucks, but this
that one really was bad.
Check those receipts. More than $7,000 for a Subway sandwich.
Now, this is the story we want to cover.
What the hell?
What?
It's a lot of money.
Metro Atlanta woman reached out to our sister station after trying for nearly a month to get her money back for a $7,000 sandwich.
It's
a month.
You just can't make something
No.
up this wild.
No.
Consumer investigator Justin Gray made a visit to the store where the pricey sandwich was purchased.
I know exactly what it normally costs. It's $7.54.
But this time, Vera Connor paid $7,112.98 for that Subway Italian sub.
I could have gone to
Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, the fuck up would happen there.
Italy and got the sandwich.
And apparently, she's got enough credit that
College Park Subway.
just went right through.
No, I'm just saying.
There was no, that's declined. What?
The vast majority of Americans would not. This wouldn't even happen.
You don't have enough funds for this $7,000 sandwich. What?
How did this happen? What the?
How does it even get to that point?
Later in the week,
Oh, she works for the government.
I was like, oh my God, how is this happening?
On the business card.
Look at that number on the tip line. 7,000.
Oh, it was in it. Okay.
105.44. Those are numbers from her phone number.
I was like, oh my God, this is my phone number. I must have been keying it in the pad and the screen's changed.
Hey there, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. Is a manager here? I left a card for the manager at this Roosevelt Highway Subway and also reached out to Subway Corporate and the credit card company, Bank of America. Even Subway employees.
Bank of
were
America is a
shocked by that
fucking
sandwich.
ripoff.
That's the receipt.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Damn.
A simple
So generous lady.
fix has been anything but. The store manager refused to discuss it with her, and her credit card companies
Yeah, he's on vacation. He's on vacation.
sent this letter denying her claim.
It's unbelievable because I feel
Funny,
like
just went on a
everyone
world
is-
cruise.
Yeah. Funny, he doesn't work here anymore.
has to know that it's a mistake. I've worked in retail before. I know how we tally up at the end of the night. So
Connor says she's trying to keep smiling because she can't imagine how she can pay that $7,000 credit card bill. You're telling me it's
There you go. He's on her credit.
Well, you're not gonna pay it.
it ain't that good.
And we have now heard back from Subway, who tells us they have been in touch with Connor's bank about processing a chargeback and getting that money back to her. Reporting in.
Holy
Well,
moly.
that takes about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have even been a story. And I mean, literally, I couldn't go in and put $7,000 tip on my credit card. What did she pay for it with her her Amex Black card?
Right.
You know, come on. Wow. How do you? Of course, somebody had to jump all over that. But
This is like the store for all the elderly in the neighborhood. They can walk over here. There's no stairs. Easy in, easy out.
It's not helping the Black community. It's not helping the homeless. It's not helping us at all.
Tonight, it's the very real human cost of a neighborhood closure. A Safeway in San Francisco's Fillmore district is set to shut down.
Another one goes.
I
Another
just
one
heard the Hilton filed bankruptcy in San Francisco.
like a big ass mall left.
Yeah, just like, yeah, we're out. And
community
the place is
says-
turning into a desert.
It's more than just a bag of groceries. Neighbors in the Fillmore and Western Addition neighborhoods are still angry tonight, saying if this plan goes through, it will have long-term negative implications on the city's Black community. The announced closure for that store in the heart of the city on Webster Street came late last week. Tonight, ABC 7.
I will say this about the Bay Area. Go ahead.
What they're saying that Safeway shouldn't be allowed to close the store because it's in a Black neighborhood. That's what I just heard.
They're petitioning, or maybe not official.
Safeway do whatever the fuck they want to with their stores.
So I'll say this about the Bay Area. Some of the best. If you like Asian women, great place to be. If you can afford it, great place to be. If you like Asian women, definitely put it on your to-do list.
The news reporter J.R. Stone
I'll make sure I
is
let
calls
Gloria
from
know.
neighbors and community leaders and brings us this story.
In less than 2 months, this Safeway grocery store will close, according to executives.
You're gutting it. You're just gutting the neighborhood.
Community members are outraged, saying seniors and handicapped individuals have been forgotten about. Those with Safeway say they have entered into an agreement to sell the 3+ acre site to a real estate company for a mixed-use development project to include housing and commercial retail space.
We need to really do things about taking.
All you gotta do is put those words "mixed use," and everybody agrees with it.
I can't help but notice.
Neiman Marcus hat.
Yeah, there's something wrong about that. Yeah, there's something.
Fucking $90 baseball hat the guy's wearing from Neiman Marcus.
The most expensive hoity-toity store in the U.S. short of Bergdorf Goodman.
Yeah, he's got the hat on. Got him wearing it sideways though. He's got to style it, you know.
Let's see if we can find how much a Neiman's hat actually costs.
I can look it up real quick here. You don't have to worry about it.
Thank you. You can see if you can find that exact hat, Neiman Marcus brand hat.
Neiman Marcus brand baseball cap.
I know Target partnered with Neiman Marcus, but
okay, here's the exact same hat. Oh, it's only that ain't bad. It's only $50.
So okay.
50. That ain't bad.
Taking things from the inner city that we.
So it probably happened in the looting.
Probably.
You need to do better than that.
It is a destruction of a community. And those thoughts from Dr. Amos Brown.
Yeah, you know that's crippling when if your community destroys it, if your community can be destroyed by the grocery store going away, you know you're in a rough spot.
Well, no, I mean they're talking about that here is that there were so many grocery stores that closed.
Well, there were so many. That's the word. So many. It's like, what the fuck? Now I have to.
It created a food desert.
Yeah.
Where people have to take buses to go here and there, and well, you know, you guys kind of did that to yourself.
Who's that? Is there a baby there?
Harrah's here.
Of the NAACP are echoed by those that live in the Western Addition, who believe this will directly impact.
But you get a free flu
low-income
shot
Black
there.
and Asian communities. Mayor London Breed told our partners at the
Yeah, I know. Oh, and the Asian community, because it's like, hey, listen, nobody wants to help us, but you guys too. You guys too.
Standard. This is a real and rare opportunity to add a significant amount of new homes in this part of our city and even a new grocery store.
Well, wouldn't that make sense that like Food King would go, hey, Safeway's leaving there. Let's go put a store down there. You know, think of all the money we could make. We got this whole area now that'd be just ours. There's a reason why they're not.
There it is.
There's a reason they're leaving. It's not because they don't like the neighborhood. They don't want to keep everything being stolen from their store every day.
Which is why they leave the neighborhood. Exactly. No one wants to voluntarily get robbed from. That's insane.
Correct. I mean that's the reason why this whole self-checkout thing that was the whole rage in the country for years.
Yeah.
Self-checkout, get through the line quick. You got that 1, 2, 3 items. You can get in and out without having to go to the cashier.
Yeah.
Until Walmart, Target, and one of the other big stores, big chains, decided that we're rethinking this self-checkout thing because our shrink went from 2.5% to 3% to 4.5% to 5%. Now in retail, that's a huge amount of money for them. I mean, I was in retail for 30 years, and 1.25 was getting your hand slapped. And you do everything you possibly can to keep it below that. 5% would be like, why do we even have this store open?
Yeah, really. I can only imagine what it was like up there.
It was outrageous. I mean, there was more stuff going out of the store unpaid for than stuff paid for.
Yeah.
And self-checkout, it's like, well, this is easy. I just make it look like I checked out.
Yep.
Members we spoke with took target at the mayor.
And for London to not even fight for the Black community, to have this store stay here for the Blacks, it seems like they're just moving all the Blacks out.
So you're blaming the mayor on this?
I blame London because I think London should have done more. She was raised in this area.
Supervisor Dean Preston.
Yeah, she got in to get out.
What are they supposed to do? Tell Safeway, no, you can't leave. Safeway is going to give them the big finger and go, fuck you, we do whatever we want to.
Yep.
We lease this building, go after the people we lease the building from.
Yeah, you can't stop. They can't stop you from leaving.
No.
And the developer to explore the possibility of including a grocery store as part of any planned development at the site.
And then if you go in and go, we're going to stop this from happening, the planned developer will sue the city for not allowing them to continue on with their plans.
Yeah, I mean, the businesses have a huge stronghold on all this.
Yes.
Because no one's going to buy from the local whatever mom and pop. And it's like, we've already seen the big ones leave, and the rest can just get together and be like, okay, 12 months, 24 months, let's do it. I'll pull out. We'll move to another area. And then it's like,
we'll make them come to us.
Then it's like they have to gentrify that area to bring any business there. There's no say about it. Then it's like, yeah, that area all of a sudden doesn't just become a food desert. It becomes a desert, you know? Because then it's like, well, you know what? We're not the people who live in areas that they can afford to live in the Bay already have everything they need if they haven't left already. Because otherwise, every fucking store goes.
Yeah, they don't even go to the grocery store. They just order it. And someone delivers it to them.
Yeah, too.
You know, and it's way too easy to do that.
We got 40 seconds left with this. We got
Okay.
to
slow things down and permit this Black community to get aboard and include us.
Closure of this store means that shoppers will have to travel more than a mile to another Safeway, or
not a mile,
a little more than half a mile, if and when a new Trader Joe's opens in Hayes Valley. J.R. Stone.
So there's already one there. Okay.
They got to travel home extra mile.
Well,
Damn.
you know, that one will probably leave too. So that one will probably leave too.
Well, as soon as they figure out how to get that 1 mile, why don't they just get buses and go, hey, you know, we're going to just meet where you usually went to the grocery store and we'll take you over to this other grocery store. There, you solve the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough time to what the fuck? Substance from possible drug lab cause apartment explode. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that happens. Happens around here all the time.
At a local apartment complex in Fremont, police say the blast came from a possible drug lab inside one of the apartments. Some people are now having to sleep in hotels because of the chemical danger. ABC 7 News reporter Lauren Martinez is hearing from one neighbor who felt the explosion right below him.
Fremont police are investigating.
What happened? The drug lab below me blew up. Damn it. Now what am I going to do?
He spoke with a resident who didn't want to show his face, but he said he felt the explosion right below him.
The whole building shook a little bit. I thought it was a gas line.
Police and fire crews evacuated residents at adjoining units. The initial investigation revealed a possible drug lab within the unit. Drug detectives from the Major Crimes Task Force remained at the scene for hours. Meanwhile, a man checked himself into Kaiser San Leandro around 1 p.m. The hospital says when the patient got there, several nurses started feeling ill. Alameda County Fire Department hazmat responded, and the hospital closed.
This man fucking nuclear? What the hell is he doing?
He comes in fucking glowing.
Their emergency department. The fire department said
it's all tweaked out.
He's just radiating fentanyl.
Staff members reported feeling nauseous. The substance is still under investigation.
What? What the hell is it's something new that they made up?
Clear to reopen their emergency department by 5:30. Back at the apartment complex.
I'd like to check myself into the hospital. I'm not feeling really good. Oh my God! All the nurses are passing out. What the hell's going on?
What happened? My apartment blew up. I can't tell you anything.
Were surprised by the scene when they got home from work.
Damn gas
Adjoining
stoves.
Residents said they didn't have power.
And the resident we spoke with who lives on the third floor said he was told by management he was not able to
took the power out too.
return home for the night, so he was given a hotel voucher. In Fremont, Lauren Martinez, ABC 7 News.
Okay, so this is going on like in the apartment. This is going on in the apartment below you. You don't think you'd feel some effects of this? I mean, at some point, the apartment across the way, next door, down below. Boom! Oh shit!
Shit. So so
this is all going on. Well, this is all Frisco. I mean, so what do you expect?
Here along San Francisco's Embarcadero, it is raining outside, and this rain has been on and off for much of Tuesday evening, even causing some problems. At California and Montgomery, a sinkhole formed. In this video, you can see water shooting 5
Let's have an earthquake
up
too
into
now.
the air. That sinkhole formed right next to a cable car route there. It does not
Oh,
appear
no.
as though that cable car was affected or the route was affected at that. But while we were there, one of the cable cars went right by, and it was close enough
No
to
worries.
that sinkhole.
He's got the windows all
Of that
closed.
water.
That's it. Just a
Rain
little
that we have
sinkhole.
seen since
People
the
don't worry
start
about
of
it.
The weekend has caused all sorts, but we do know that when the ground gets wet, oftentimes we see.
So you got pipes bursting. You got
Even if the car goes through the cable, will pull us out.
Yeah, that's one thing. You got a woman's body showing up on the coast. Nothing to worry about there. No, the Bay Area is different. Oh yeah. This
Here it is. I was gonna say this FurCon.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
you're
In
gonna
the
join
South
this
Bay
now.
tonight, there's quite the
You can put a costume together that looks like
are dressing
Trinity.
up in some pretty wild
No, I texted I texted a buddy of mine because I was in the area. I was across the street from this, and I'm driving there because I told you on and off rain, get through the rain, get there,
Yeah.
stop raining a bit. And I'm going through the town, and the main parking lots are full. And obviously, the shirt I'm wearing, I didn't go there. I was at the Civic Center across the street. But I'm going through the town. I'm looking for a parking lot. I passed the Civic Center, and they're across the street in like the convention center or whatever the fuck. And there are these hotels. And I don't have no idea what's going on. And I turn to the side, and there's a dude dressed as a dog. You see, I look up, and, like he's in the area of like you drive into the hotel, and he's dancing or whatever. So I'm like, okay, a game must have just gotten out. I don't know what the San Jose games are. I'm like, all right, I don't know this area. I'm a few hours away. I look up in the hotel, and there's a bunch of other people. Like on the first level, you can see into it. And there's a bunch of other people dressed like, from what I can tell, dogs, and they're listening to some seminar or whatever. I go around the corner, and someone's dressed as a dragon, like a blue dragon. I'm like, what the? Wait a second. So this whole time I'm thinking like a game must have just gotten out. and I go and I park, and then I just see fucking FurCon or whatever is going on.
FurCon.
Yeah.
Let's all dress up like fur people and be dogs and leopards and lions and unicorns and
I'll tell you what,
my
so
God.
obviously it's like closer to the Silicon Valley, so a lot richer area. I mean, not everyone, hey man, everyone got their things. They're dressing up as and wanting to fuck animals.
It's a cover for what it really is.
Hey, everyone got their thing. They want to dress up as animals and fuck animals, and I'm across the street watching a recovering alcoholic lynch a Japanese cat worshiper. So I mean, everyone got their shit.
What'd you do this weekend? A rhino.
Jesus Christ. I just like the normal mindset. Oh, one person dressed as a dog. Maybe a game went out. Nope, it's a whole fucking thing.
Well, you remember when they actually had one of those Furby things here in Minnesota.
I don't know if they're Furbies. Furbies
what are they called? They're called something.
Furries.
Furries.
Furries are like the toy.
Okay. Well, it sounded right. Could be. I don't know. But they had people, because when I was driving for Lyft, I was driving down to Minneapolis, there's freaking people dressed up as dogs and cats. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
Yep.
What in the name of Wild Sports is going on now?
What is it exactly? ABC 7 News South Bay reporter Lauren Martinez.
Pursuits are taking over downtown San Jose.
Oh my God.
The annual FurCon is underway at the McHenry Convention Center.
1, 2, 3.
Francis Wong with Visit San Jose said convention comeback is on the right track.
We're wearing a mask, doing all this.
Is booked by the Marriott and the Hilton, and those two are sold out. But they also have other hotels all around downtown.
This guy's got a muzzle on.
So they're still open.
Conventions are booked this weekend.
Oh, wait, I
Volleyball
missed.
tournament and
But they also have other hotels all
They
around
go too
downtown
far?
that they're also
No,
bringing.
just keep going. You might see him again.
2 conventions are booked this weekend.
I saw a dude in like a gas mask, and that was about it.
Volleyball tournament and further confusions.
Oh, he's at the
FurCon
steampunk convention.
all over the world to stay and dine locally.
The more events we have and book in San Jose, the better it is for the rest of the community.
Well, the event here has been going on for 21 years, but it started back in 1999.
This has been going on for 21 years?
Well, yeah, 21 years ago, there was 2 people standing out there looking at each other going, God, this is fun.
Yeah, 21 years ago, it was just those two.
Yeah.
What is it? Holy shit. Oh,
22 years.
madness. Madness. Hold on. What's going on? What's the thing going slower? Okay. Here we go. I'm downloading other shit in the meantime. Unfurry
At
related.
about 700 attendees. Now it's up to 5,000.
The vice chair for the
5,000?
have go-to places.
When folks are looking for food, they'll go to the Sofa Market or they'll go across the street to the Empanada place.
60% of this year's FurCon attendees are from out of town. Anthony Codian is
Or
visiting
that's what they
from Salt Lake
say.
City.
Oh, no, I'm not from around here. Really?
That's hilarious.
God. 5,000 people.
That's a damn.
3 conventions in San
We sold like the fucking Civic Center sold out 2,500, 2,100 some people. 5,000 furry dressing motherfuckers.
So
I just love the vibe of downtown.
the business that you'd start down there would be like human-sized poop bags?
This being so close to
Oh,
everything.
Or do they actually go to the bathroom, or they just drop and go right in the street there? It is San Francisco.
But there's fucking got it. But there's you got male, you got female, you got tranny, and now we got all this other shit.
Which are all the people that are everything. They just don't want anybody to know it. Because I don't live around here. Yeah, okay. I'm not from here. Yeah, right. Okay.
Sure you're not. Sure you're not. Yeah, we were across the street.
Sure.
Trying
Across the street. Yeah.
Oh man, everything's more complicated when you can't type shit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we're busy watching a recovering alcoholic lynch a dragon worshiper. Like I said, man, everyone got their things. Some people want to dress up like a furry. Some people want to see people throw each other through tables and shit. It's a business. It's like right across the street from furries, there's a dude just bleeding his heart out, beating the shit out of another dude. Right across the street from that is probably a homeless person. Right across the street.
Oh,
from
no,
that,
not homeless, unhoused.
unhoused. Yes, my apologies to the homeless.
Yes, to the homeless people.
Right.
Who can't watch this anyways because they don't have a TV. But
fucking FurCon is another thing you got to look out for. So you have what's all going on in the Bay Area. You got furries. You got the Safeway going because they've had enough with the blacks. You have apartments blowing the fuck up with whatever the fuck is making everyone else sick around the area.
Unbelievable. Oh,
what the fuck is this?
Cannabis restrictions. What do you mean?
A big deal when TikTok influencer and foodie Keith Lee made a stop at her restaurant, the Lux Box in West Oakland.
It was good for me as a mother to prove my kids right.
But the Bay Area didn't seem like a big deal for Lee.
The people of the Bay were absolutely amazing, and I'll never forget the hospitality and the love that y'all showed me. Reason number one, I truly don't believe the Bay.
Oh,
is
she
a place
moved
for
her
tourists.
food truck?
That's what I was, a tourist. The people in the Bay are just focused on surviving.
Lee says he wanted to try out some smaller establishments around the Bay Area, like Lux Box. Williams served him jerk lamb, basa fish, yams, and macaroni. It was a hit. But Lee announced on social media that he's cutting his trip short. An allergic reaction, some bad food experiences, and safety top his list of concerns.
Yeah, when his apartment blew up underneath him. I'm out of here.
So if it's not
everything was great until the meth lab blew up.
The cost of living is extremely high.
It's not just like your radioactive neighbors might make you sick. Just eating in the Bay Area might make you sick.
Because the meth lab's in the basement of the restaurant. Yeah. Okay.
Major blow to organized retail theft. Okay, or so this area, what if they had more cops? Would that solve the issue? Because if you make some money now.
Ever since we rolled out the hiring incentive, we went from about a 30% deficit to about a 10% deficit in the last 10 months.
That incentive that Alameda Police Chief Nishant Joshi is talking about is a $75,000 signing bonus.
Damn.
The highest for law enforcement currently being offered in the country. And he says it's working and helping them to attract the highest for law enforcement currently being offered in the country. And he says it's working and helping them to attract top talent.
Yeah, that'd help. 75K bonus. So what the fuck's the salary then?
Women.
Oh, probably 150 a year.
Several different languages. I think we.
It is San Francisco, you know.
Candidates who speak 10 different languages.
Alameda has a budget for a total of 88 officers. Last year, there were 24 vacancies. Since offering the signing bonus, they've received 4
That's nothing. 24 vacancies. Hell, we got 24 vacancies in one precinct.
Yeah, you got way more than that. Because you guys are like at half of what you need.
Yeah.
From the population. This area, they only needed 88.
Precincts. Think about it. 6 precincts, 24 apiece. You're still talking. That's 150 people missing.
Been filled at a starting pay of $113,000.
$113,000.
But she gets 75K.
Yeah, so 188.
I wonder how long you got to stay there before
you get the bonus.
You get the full bonus. Yeah,
probably first year.
That 75,000 could essentially cover someone's living expenses for 2 years, and so that's how we came up with that.
Do you remember what the starting salary was back when you started?
I think it was $37,500.
Jesus.
And back then, that felt like a lot of money. So
it's up $100,000 anyway.
William Scott says SFPD salary.
Yeah, but he's what's the chief? He's probably making $750,000 a year.
SFPD claims to have among the highest starting pay for new cops in the U.S., and they've streamlined the application process.
Because it's so competitive.
Can you sign your name? You're in.
They're not going to wait. They're going to go to another department if we don't open our academies up and open our doors. So that model, we believe, has helped change the game as well.
Over at BART, Interim Deputy Chief Christopher Vogan says they have 31 vacancies out of 242 positions. BART increased base pay by 20%, and for the past year have been offering a $15,000 signing bonus for those.
Yeah, it's not going to their cars. That's
experience.
Part of the
that was BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit Police.
Through a police academy.
They get the leftovers.
Hogan says the bonus is working in Alameda. Ansar Hassan.
So it's not okay. So I guess that makes sense because even if you're from like the Central Valley or fucking North State or just somewhere else around there and you wanted to move, like that's the thing is in theory you're going to be moving closer to the area if you're trying to seek another police department. And it's not like you're not going to have your work cut out for you too. I wonder if we just go to the live news if we're going to have.
He would light up a room. And
well, here's the problem. Okay, they're paying these guys $137,000 a year. They're giving them a $75,000 bonus. They can't afford to live within 30 miles of where they go to work.
Mm-hmm.
They can't afford it.
Right.
So they have to pay them that much.
Yeah.
Just so they can get an apartment 30, 40, 50 miles away.
That's what I'm saying. Is like after taxes, after rent, and the cost of living, it's still a good amount of money, but it's still eating up a lot. And it's also it is also a high crime area between there and Oakland and everything.
Oakland, yeah.
And Oakland's just moving to other cities. Oakland's moving to Stockton.
Oakland is virtually empty now, isn't it?
Oakland's still Oakland, but it's moving their problems.
It's like the south side of Chicago, basically.
I mean, the Bay Area has its own pockets of crime, and Oakland's across the bay from
Across the bay, yep.
I mean, Mission is every area. It has its own shit. There's still nice rich areas, but there's even like rich areas, like areas where a fucking starting house is insane, like 1 million, 1.5 million too
for a 1-bedroom house.
Townhouse or whatever. It's like you're gonna have elements creeping in. It's rough. It's but like I said, you're in an area where everything is going on.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing where it's like,
the thing is that they all got to go through LA to get to San Francisco. So there's a reason that they went there.
You can fly direct to San Francisco.
No, but I mean the population.
Right. I mean, you have like the places where everything happens. New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, sometimes like Vegas. I don't even know if Dallas or Austin are on that list yet, but they might be getting there.
Houston is.
Houston, okay. So it's like 7 places.
New Orleans. There's a lot of big cities like that obviously they're going to have their big troubles.
Well, no, I mean, like not big troubles, just a place where the weekend happens, everything is going on. Like you will find a thing to do outside of eating and whatever. Like global shows, big names will go. And it's like every weekend there'll be something in LA. Every weekend there'll be something in the Bay Area. Every weekend there'll be something in New York.
Some big blockbuster thing.
Yeah, like something that people will fucking travel to if needed. Chicago has that. Chicago, New York, the Bay, and LA are the only places I can think of that will have that. Like New Orleans will have, I don't know, something every month, I'm sure, or 2 weeks. But like there'll always be something every weekend in those 4 or 5 places. But that's like, and that's what I'm like, if you find a good area 3 hours away from there and you can work, then it kind of makes sense. But even then, I don't know. I like how we could just pick random ass stories
out of any city in the United States.
Yeah.
And they all fit into every story, and they're all the same, and they're all, same outcomes, same bullshit. Same liberal government running their city. Notice this doesn't happen in a city that none of these big cities are run by conservatives.
Nope.
Because they won't vote them in.
So Oakland apparently has a plan to stop violence.
For safe community.
I want to see this. What are they going to do? Close enough.
Operation Ceasefire was one of Oakland's violence reduction programs. Launched in 2012, the audit says it led to a substantial drop in the city's homicide rate, dipping 42% in the 5 years to 2017 and saving an estimated 140 lives.
There was progress made in Oakland. And so to remind people that there were several years where Oakland saw significant declines
Operation
in homicide.
Ceasefire.
Program specifically focused on the most violent gangs and at-risk individuals in the city, providing crucial services.
Oh, I remember this. They were paying the gangs to not shoot people.
The life coach's goal is to actually help people change their
behaviors.
And those behaviors that we're looking at are those that are.
If your gang isn't involved with shooting, we'll give you this much money.
Being a victim and or a perpetrator of gun violence.
But starting around 2017, the audit says Oakland began walking away from Operation Ceasefire, redirecting
it was
funds
costing
to
too
other
much
civil
money.
programs. That trend then accelerated with the start of the pandemic in 2020. a decision that's caused immense damage to the community, says Reverend Jeremy McCants, who helped organize ceasefire events.
Why are all these guys reverends?
Did anyone look at him and think to call him father? Or what do you call a pastor? Pastor.
It works, and our message is that
He probably is a father, but
investing in
Reverend.
community prevention programs such as ceasefire, it works.
Many mothers.
McCants says he supports
Many
the city's
mothers.
push to reintroduce the ceasefire program and believes a comprehensive approach is the only way to truly
every
tackle
first of the
crime
month
in
is
city.
Mother's Day.
It took time for us to get this bad, quote unquote, and it takes time to undo the bad in order to implement the good.
Not everyone wants to see it return, though. Some critics say, among other things, the program unfairly targeted Black and brown men.
They proceed to kind of really posture and kind of threaten them that if they don't change their behavior, that they're going to
I can only help but notice he has pronouns in his name.
be.
I thought that actually when I first read that, I thought it said dream behind bars, not beyond.
Stop the violence. City leaders say something needs to be done.
We are focused on public safety.
bring
as a
Mob back.
priority. We are.
That would be organization. All right, we are at a fork in the road. We have four different routes.
Okay.
And I don't know how much we're doing on time, but we got four different routes. Option 1, Oakland Unified allowing COVID positive students to attend class under new California guidance.
Sure, go ahead. We don't have to do that.
Option 2, taking a look at Oakland crime stats. Option 3, suspect accused of killing officer on a something charge. Option 4, in Las Vegas, Clark County Juvenile Justice Director fired for using racist terms when referring to teens.
Oh, let's do that one. I want to find out what racist term that could possibly be used to get him fired.
Good evening. The former head of Clark County Juvenile Justice was fired for using racial slurs and derogatory terms. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. This is the first time we're learning of why he was let go. And tonight, 8 News Now reporter Joshua Pagero has reaction from employees. Joshua joins us now with the very latest.
The president of the Probation Officers Union says Jack Martin created a toxic work environment at Clark County Juvenile Justice. He blames that for the 53 staff openings, nearly a quarter of the workforce, which is causing problems for officers and the system and holding teens accountable.
We're just trying to, not compromise the community with juvenile offenders and try to work our best with the resources that we have and the limited staff.
Kevin Eppinger, president of Juvenile Justice Probation Officers Association, says former director Jack Martin needed to go.
I think
Jack Martin looks like a guy who's been asking questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Martin needed to go.
I think the county did the right thing.
A law firm the county hired issued a scathing report detailing Martin's bad behavior. Martin was quoted as referring to black kids as Pookie and Ray Ray, terms that
except perhaps names were Pookie.
That his black colleagues considered racist.
Didn't
Staffers
call
say
him a
Martin
Furby.
would also call incarcerated teens black and brown boys, but he denied that to the investigator. Employees reported Martin stating that, quote, if they spent less time sleeping with each other and more time working, everything would be fine. He also
What the fuck is going on in that jail? You had black teens dudes fucking each other? What in the hell?
kept a chocolate in the shape of a male genitalia in the employee freezer. Eppinger, who brought these allegations to county commissioners, says things haven't improved.
He's
chocolate
out,
dick in
but
his
a lot
freezer.
of the ideologies, the philosophies, we're still kind of dealing with.
Eppinger says it's impacting the ability to create a productive workplace for staff at a time when youth violence is increasing.
Teen violence is to me is out of hand. Statistically, look at the guns that are found on the campuses of school. Statistically, how it's headed is that we're going to have a crowded population in the penitentiary if we don't do what's necessary soon.
You heard there Kevin Eppinger mention guns on CCSD campuses. At the halfway point of the current school year right now, CCSD police officers have seized a total of 34 guns, both on and off campus. Brian?
Joshua, thank you. Now, a Clark County spokesperson telling us they've launched a nationwide recruitment to fill the role of Director of Juvenile Justice. In the meantime,
those nationwide recruitments always go so well.
Yeah, they usually take the person from the area that had the worst crime rates ever
The family is
And brought
accused
him
of
there.
causing at least
Well, that's what happened in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You got the dude from Rochester, New York, or something, right?
Baltimore.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I mean, really, he didn't even make it a year. I'm out.
2 crashes on a busy freeway in order to try and commit insurance fraud. This, according to Nevada State Police. Documents obtained by the 8 News Now investigators show that Adriana Montiel
Can't even drive in Vegas without them trying to.
I'll just run into you and go, I'm going to sue you.
Political heat is on in the East Bay. First, it was the Alameda County District Attorney. Now, a recall effort for Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao.
Organizers say they have more than enough signatures to do it, and they plan to file the paperwork tomorrow. NBC Bay Area's Jocelyn Moran joins us now with the details for that.
Yeah, residents say they are fed up. Behind this, the residents, they tell
Fed
us
up.
they are not only fed up with crime in the city of Oakland, but the lack of a police chief, the recent shooting of Officer Lay, and the city dropping the ball on the grant to combat retail theft.
I'm telling you, man, the one good thing in the Bay Area, Asian women.
Organizers and
Sure.
volunteers were gathering signatures.
You said
in
it. Listen, some of them look like that. Some of them look like that.
Montclair neighborhood tonight, and they say people showed up.
I feel
Was it to go this way?
Mayor Tao is derelict
Or is it
in
this
his
way?
duties as a leader.
Sean Parkin has lived in Oakland for 15 years. He also owns a commercial property near Jack London Square.
Our commercial building has been burglarized, I think 5 times in 2023.
You think 5 times?
And it costs us.
Didn't you know how many times?
Each time.
It's been 5 times, maybe 4, maybe 6, maybe 8, maybe 3.
It might have been like twice during the New Year's or something like that.
Might have been twice in one day.
He posted on Nextdoor that he would be in the Montclair neighborhood, and one by one, residents showed up, including Loretta Sansusi, an Oakland native. We asked her why she came tonight. She pointed to the lack of response from Tao's office when concerns are brought up and not having a police chief.
I think people are just about had it. They can't tolerate this anymore. We've got our small businesses that are suffering. They keep getting attacked over and over again. Different communities are getting attacked over and over again. The most vulnerable.
We looked at some of the stats in Oakland. Robberies increased by 38% from 2022 to 2023. Burglaries increased by 23%.
You got nothing
Vehicle
here.
thefts increased by 45%.
We're in the notice of intent phase.
It's
Seneca
still
Scott
beating
Lee,
you.
a member of the NAACP Oakland chapter, is one of the organizers of this recall effort. He also ran for mayor in 2022. They've been collecting signatures over the last couple of days.
We have been down in Eastmont Mall. We have been in Chinatown. We have been in West Oakland.
Well, in the last hour, we heard from the mayor's office, who says they have no comment on the recall effort. Organizers tell us they need 250 signatures to submit this notice of intention. They tell us they have more than enough. It is important to note, though, the notice of intention is just the first step in this long process. But tonight, it seems like that process is well underway.
Well, okay.
For the first time, we're hearing from the San Francisco restaurant owner and rapper who's at the center of a controversy after releasing a music video criticizing Mayor London Breed. Under usual circumstances,
They do things in weird ways out in
I was
that.
going to say, let's put out a rap video talking about the mayor.
We got Oakland's doing a recall. San Francisco, they're rapping about him. Both of them are
a
Asian.
diss track wouldn't garner this much
I
attention.
guess the San
but
Fran mayor
because
is black.
of the mayoral re-election this fall and race, it shows how Asian Americans could make or
Stop
break
Asian
an
hate.
election.
In the course of 3 years, I had about 7, break-ins and vandalism. That was a tipping point. And I just decided, you know what? Reach out to the city.
Oh, that's not what I thought the rapper would be.
No. Yeah, he's rapping against the mayor.
It was this series of frustrations which drove restaurateur and rapper Chino Yang to produce San Francisco Our Home. The song is part love letter.
San Francisco, that's my home. Let me put it in a song so you never get wrong. No matter.
Good thing he owns a restaurant.
Yeah. Don't give up your day job.
And part exasperation.
Atlanta Breed, you ain't nothing but a clown. When we really needed you, you would never be around.
The rap accuses Mayor London Breed of failing the
Why are
city's
they always
social
grabbing their
systems,
junk?
abandoning the city's Asian American
Good
community.
question. Oh, he's Asian. He's probably making sure it's still there.
I mean, even everybody does it. All the rappers do it.
But the critical tone upset some members of the Black community, including
Your rap has offended Black people.
Reverend Amos Brown,
Oh.
president of the San Francisco
Cultural appropriation.
chapter of
Unbelievable.
the NAACP. Brown rushed to defend Breed and
God.
expressed his displeasure over the rap in this voicemail to Yang.
I ask you to repudiate that rap. And since you have not, and I've told the Black community that you did not.
I told the Black community. I, as a representative of the Blacks, have reported back to the Blacks that there's an Asian rapper amongst us.
And we don't like what he's saying.
We'll make a public statement.
The Blacks, the community, all the Blacks will make a statement on your.
Oh, I can see a rap off coming here.
Well, you know what? That is the natural progression of
Yeah.
the problem in the Bay Area. Is
Yeah.
a rap?
I mean, they used to have dance offs. Now they're going to have rap offs. And pretty soon they'll all be having jacket offs.
Despite Yang issuing this apology shortly after,
So for the sake of my family and my loved ones, my close friends, I like to openly and publicly make an apology.
Brown then held
Oh, the non-apology apology. If I offended you in any way, I'm sorry.
Well, I can only well if they say the community is going to make a move. It's like you can only help but feel like that man was in some kind of danger.
press
God.
conference pressure Yang to take down the video.
This young rapper that he needs to get his lessons
What?
and sit down and learn.
Wait a minute. Isn't that
Trying to comment further when
freedom of
asked by
speech?
ABC7.
Hold on.
But this back and forth is an example of the political challenges Breed faces.
You can't say that because you don't like it?
It's in a rap. You don't get it. It's a whole different culture.
I know. You can say whatever you want to.
And again, free speech doesn't apply to that. But so this man, Asian dude, did a rap about a black
Black
woman in
people.
Oakland, and he got all the blacks against him.
I'd say he did what he needed to do.
This is an incredible story if we think about it. Like, here's a man standing up for the Asian community, raps a black art in a black area, even though it's partly Asian area, about the black mayor, and the NAACP and the church groups in the black community all rally against. It is truly amazing.
Full term. Her supporters in the Black community say she's unfairly blamed.
Please do not call out our mayor again.
AAPI community leaders, frustrated by property crimes and attacks targeting elderly Asian residents, have become increasingly critical.
As someone who's 0% Asian and 0% black and 0% in the Bay Area, this is extremely interesting to watch.
God.
Of course it's political. Everything's political.
Reed is competing with several challengers for support of San Francisco's Asian American community. Her political future depends on whether she can earn it.
It's an election season, and Mayor London Breed is up for a really tough re-election drive. And the concerns raised in the video are legitimate ones. It's about crime, it's about the streets, and it's about whether or not the mayor is doing her job.
ABC7 News insider Phil Mateer says in a city where Asian Americans
Wow.
make up a third of the population,
Hmm.
recent races have proven how important the
Tell her
Asian
all
vote
Asians
is,
are all wearing masks. They
especially
always wear
among the young
masks.
and conservatives in the political landscape.
It's because they got
We saw
bad
it in
teeth.
The school board elections and recall,
No, hold
they were
on,
a
bring that
primary
back.
force behind that.
Recent races have proven how important the Asian vote is, especially among the young and conservatives in the political landscape.
We saw it in the school board elections and recall. They were a primary force behind that. In the recall of progressive district attorney Chesa Bodine, who they felt weren't doing enough.
Okay, all these votes go in this elevator to the basement. And all these votes go up to be counted.
Yes. Okay, all those votes, we want those votes. All those votes, put them in the back with the
The other votes. Yeah, and then we'll get rid of them somehow.
Deliver that to the man with the dragon tattoo. Ask the questions.
That's
In
how
the
it
recall
is.
of progressive district attorney.
Now picture
Chesa
those as
Bodine.
Trump votes. Bring them out to the backyard. Put them in the dumpster.
Hear what this is.
Who they felt weren't doing enough about crimes aimed at Asian American, especially the elderly. It's long been said that you can't get elected only on the Asian vote in San Francisco, but you can't get elected without it. or at least a significant portion of it.
Bob Sakanawa, Director of Policy and Advocacy with nonprofit API Vote, says it's a trend happening nationwide.
Okay, if we so when we sell out and when we become normie podcasters once again for the sake of getting political clicks and the fact that the base doesn't move the needle anymore like it did 8 years ago when they think it's still 8 years ago.
Yeah.
We might have to reach out to some Asian groups to see what's going on.
They're here in Minnesota.
In battleground state.
Well, I can tell you some stories about them, but I think
Yeah.
in other states too.
Asian Americans in Georgia, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada.
They basically built the fucking railroad that crossed the United States.
Exceeded,
A lot of everyone did, but yeah, we'll give
for the winning candidate.
It was the Asians and it was the Irish.
Yeah, the Japanese.
If that
I think.
Asian American
Well, the Japanese are Asians, aren't they?
Oh, right. I thought you said Chinese for some reason.
No, I said Asians, but anyway. All right, you know what? I'm getting tired of listening to all this bullshit.
All right, we're the final.
Aren't you?
Based on
see what Mayor had to say.
Now, Mayor Breed's office told me in an email they would not be commenting on the rap song or on Brown's press conference.
No, we'll just put the hitman out on him, apparently.
Not going to comment on the rap song.
Oh,
the Asian rap dude upset the whole black community by putting a rap song out because apparently that's cultural appropriation.
They didn't say it, but they kind of said it.
They kind of said it. So Eminem would be culturally appropriating black people.
Well, oh, that's definitely true. He's a
wigger.
Yeah, he's a wigger. Round one. Okay, we have to listen. I know we're short on time.
No, let's go. Oh, here we go.
We have to.
Emily's leaving.
Right here in the Bay Area that trickled down to our schools. Oakland Unified is just one of the districts trying to address some of the division that's erupted out of the conflict. And now we've learned about 30 Jewish families have actually transferred out of OUSD. Lauren Tom spoke to some of those parents who say they've questioned their children's safety.
Oakland School District parents Rebecca and Isaac have made the decision to transfer their 6-year-old son out of the district following a string of moves by the teachers union and the district that they and other Jewish families feel was anti-Semitic.
I didn't want to have my child around, educators that might not be able to treat him the same way that they treat other students.
They join at least 30 other families who have successfully transferred their students out of the district.
Your kid arts suck.
Roughly a month after a group of teachers staged
up on the refrigerator
that was not sanctioned by the district. It also follows a controversial statement by the Oakland Educators Association that has since been amended that called for a ceasefire and an end to the occupation of Palestine.
I just felt that there wasn't a path forward for Jewish families because I had reached out to OUSD and asked them to have a conversation about how they were going to keep Jewish families feeling safe and included when there was lesson plans that were being taught that said draw the Zionist bully or I is for Intifada, J is for Jesus. It felt like we honestly were being targeted and singled out and alienated.
Well, maybe the Bay isn't that bad. Hold on.
Alienated.
It wasn't an easy decision, they say, to move their son mid-year, but one they felt was preventative.
So we're worried about in the future, if our child stayed in OUSD, that he would face more and more hostility in the school district.
And one Jewish parent who also works for the district and spoke to CBS on the condition of anonymity fearing retribution says not enough is being done inside the district to keep Jewish students safe.
Is that a Jewish cigarette holder?
What is that?
Honestly, just
Yeah.
asking that.
In case of Holocaust, break glass, smoke lucky.
I feel ostracized.
What's that?
In case of Holocaust, emergency spliff.
So
Glass, smoke spliff.
And somehow
In case of Holocaust.
as a person that is supporting the harm of others when that is so far from how I see myself. and I see so many areas in which they're failing my family.
We reached out today to the Oakland School District to get their perspective. They declined to do an interview, but sent a statement saying they, quote, protect all students and harassment of anyone is never acceptable.
Sanctuary district. Anytime you
tensions
use the word
because of what's happening in
sanctuary,
the Middle East,
you're in trouble.
Yep.
we are regularly communicating to our community, reminding them of our core values of love and support, so it should be clear that everyone is welcome and valued in our schools. But for Rebecca and Isaac, that's not enough to feel their child is safe at school.
You know, I want to make sure that he continues to love who he is and where he comes from.
Well, Lauren tells us other Jewish families who wanted to transfer out of OUSD were not so lucky. They will actually have to reapply to other districts in March and maybe find a spot in time for.
So the Jews are leaving Oakland in the, what's this about in the Bay Area now? San
10 flyers
Francisco?
calling for a boycott of 6 Jewish eateries in San Francisco have been posted in various commercial areas in the city. It's
Well, I'll
You
tell
can't
you.
you can't get rid of the delis.
This is, you know what? This Bay Area is really turning itself around all of a sudden. Huh?
raising safety concerns for these businesses in the Jewish community as well. KTVU's Amber Lee live in San Francisco after speaking with the general manager of a restaurant named in the flyer. Amber.
Christina, we're on 3rd Street in downtown San Francisco. Now, the restaurant behind me is among the 6 businesses named in those flyers. The general manager
Orange
tells me there's
hummus.
sadness, shock,
Hummus.
and safety concerns in reaction to those flyers.
Hi guys, for 2.
Oren's Hummus in San Francisco's South of Market neighborhood proudly serves Israeli cuisine. But Friday morning, when the general manager opened up shop, he was greeted with this message: "Do you condemn your hummus?" Spray painted on the ground at the
You
front
condemn your
entrance. And
hummus?
on nearby utility
What are you
poles,
talking
flyers were
about?
posted.
Mic
They
drop.
called for a boycott of 6 eateries that are being described as Israeli food and Zionist businesses in San Francisco.
We were
I
very
didn't think
shocked,
hummus
right?
was
We're very
Israeli
shocked
food. I
and-
thought it was Mideast food.
I did too, but I guess it might be Jewish owned.
The main
I mean,
thing
it's
is we're
chickpea.
Jewish owned businesses. So there's
Oh, I suppose, but
concerned about the safety of our team and the people that
in,
work
in
for us.
Minneapolis, hummus is always related to Middle Eastern.
right. So
You
I
don't
mean,
eat-
Iranian countries and the places you get the rice and the chicken meals. Right. So the most Jewish thing that I've seen out of this is, besides the fact that they're fleeing another place, is they have their black gay go out in front of them as they're
Yeah.
Manager Randall
It's
Connor
like
says
our
he had
shiksa.
45 employees at this location. He tells me
too.
3
Just-
weeks
just happens
earlier,
to be a black
similar
shiksa.
flyers were posted on the windows of the restaurant's Palo Alto location. Connor says while this is a Jewish-owned business, the focus is solely on food, not politics.
Oren's Hummus was created just to share the food from the region, right? We serve great hummus and we do it well.
The flyers are posted in front of other Jewish-owned businesses in various neighborhoods, including
right.
Chinatown. There are a number of them posted along Grand Avenue, which offended this
yeah.
passerby
So
who
tiring.
patronizes the businesses named in the flyer.
Frankly, I was appalled. This is coming very close to inciting violence against Jewish and Israeli-owned businesses. It's targeting them.
Jesse Franklin Murdoch is Jewish. He posted about the flyers on social media.
It's defacing public property. And now all of us as San Franciscans, we're forced to confront this ugly bigotry just walking through the city.
People tell me off camera that they saw a large group of young people participating in a pro-Palestine demonstration against Israel, posting these flyers along various streets on Wednesday. We
These
saw
are pretty
city
sticky
workers
flyers,
who
it looks
Jewish.
like.
He posted
Yeah, I
about
can
the
only help but notice that he had his Twitter handle ends in JDF. So I mean, we're not saying it's Jewish Defense Forces, but I'm just noticing things.
Oh, yeah, come on.
So we'll end with what the Jews said about all
Have a
this.
seat. Let's have a talk.
Have a seat.
I
Let's have a
reached out
talk.
to the Jewish Community Relations Council. A spokesperson said Jews are being scapegoated for events overseas, and small business owners should not face collective punishment. This form of anti-Semitism is growing and deeply alarming to us.
How could
The
this
restaurant's
happen?
GM says the goal has
Wait a
always
minute.
been to create an
They're,
inclusive, enjoyable.
they're being scapegoated for events that happened overseas?
Yes,
Us white people are being scapegoated for events that happened 150 years ago.
How could this happen?
How could this happen?
How could this happen of us being horrible to our neighbors for thousands of years and infiltrating communities and school boards, and all of a sudden I'm not welcome in my school board and they want my hummus shop to go away? Oy vey, how did this happen?
How did this happen?
Oh man, so out of all the things happening in the Bay, I don't know if we can list them all. The cops are getting
you
a raise. The Safeway is going out of the black area. All the other stores are leaving the black area. The fucking meth labs
How
blowing
can it happen?
up. The nurse is sick, even though the water pipes are blowing up across the street from the furry convention. But out of all that, and the Asian rappers are doing raps against the black community and the black mayor, who the head of the NAACP is putting out a warning against the whole black community against said Asian rapper. On top of all that, they do know about the Jews. So there's that.
And on top of all that,
yeah,
there's no such thing as a meth house in San Francisco. It's a meth apartment.
Meth apartment. Yes, the houses are too.
Houses are way too expensive. You don't want to accidentally blow up a house. That's like $2-3 million.
It's starting, yeah.
But an apartment, no big deal.
It's landlord to take care of it.
Yeah. I mean, you got, but so pick your areas. I pick cold air. When I walk outside, my nostrils freeze. I know the air is fresh.
There you go. I picked an area with white people, farms,
Correct.
and hiking trails.
Correct. There's how you live your life. Pick where you want to live. Don't live where they told you to live.
Exactly. And I'm fine with that. When something's going on in the poppin' area, I'm fine making the trek out 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour to do the thing that I've been looking forward to for a while. And then I get to leave and spend 99.999% of the time away from that area. That's the way that it should be. Putting money.
And people used to look at Gloria and I going, I can't believe you went on a drive and you drove out into the country. What's there not to believe? I like looking at cornfields. I think they're cool. I like looking at wheat fields. I think they're neat. And then I turn around and come back in and I look at people's manicured lawns and go, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, you reduce the stress on your own life.
However you can.
And you get to also reconnect with nature and you get to see the world in a different way. Everyone wants you looking into the most populous counties.
No.
And you can go there once a month, twice a month, once a weekend, whenever you need.
Never.
But if you look outside and you see 99% of the country, it's still pretty. And there's still a lot of space and there's time for,
Absolutely.
So all hope is not lost. Even in the Bay Area, they've identified the problem. They just can't fix their own. So what a fucking this episode was everywhere, and then we figured it out to put it towards the Bay.
This may be hard to hear, but all the bands you like are pretty queer. Like they really care about what people think, and so that's why they all lip sync. All the talking points and trendy buzzwords, it's dehumanizing, it's so absurd that you think that anybody cares, cause nobody cares about your politics, your taste in music, your regurgitated takes on everything, the clothes you wear or the food you eat. Please shut the fuck up, it means nothing to me. Your politics, your taste in music, your regurgitated takes on everything, the clothes you wear or the food you eat. Please shut the fuck up, it means nothing to me. Please shut the fuck up, please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up, please shut the fuck up.
If you liked what you saw, tell your friends, tell your family, tweet about it. And if you didn't